Uganda Revenue Authority is moving towards adopting the risk-based assessment model policy on tax mobilization to enhance tax collection. Nassanga, the Assistant Commissioner for Research and Innovation at Uganda Revenue Authority, notes that the move will increase Uganda's tax collection base.
Ura is already working on risk-based and using data-driven actions. I feel from the Rwanda perspective, what they've done, there's a lot we can pick for all audits, for all assessments, to first carry out a risk ranking of who the taxpayer is, and then based on that, because also we have limited resources as URA, we can't examine everything, we can't audit everyone. So using this risk-based approach, we can identify and focus in on taxpayers who are likely to give us more collections, where we are likely to gain some revenue.
The policymakers now will be informed that instead of using much of the time in doing those identification, now the machine now can be trained to do such a work.
Non-tax compliance by multinational companies is one of the key challenges that African revenue authorities face. As Yuka Piritila, professor at the University of Helsinki, explains.
We all know that we would like the bigger corporations, some of the multinationals, to pay their fair share. And there's a lot going on now in the international tax environment. So, for example, the OECD has designed this two-pillar approach. It's a big challenge to implement that in the African context. So there is a lot of work to be done.
Since most African countries are characterized by informal sector, Yanda Mambobo, an economist from Zambia Revenue Authority, explains how fellow African states can borrow a leaf from Zambia's 100% withholding tax to ensure compliance.
So it's important as we adopt this mechanism. It will certainly lead to improvement in compliance by those, especially smaller and medium-sized firms. It will lead to increased revenues, but it's important to design the mechanism in such a way that the firms are not inconvenienced to a large extent.
The two-day event was attended by delegates from the United Nations University, World Institute for Development Economic Research, and other African revenue authorities, and majorly focuses on tax information sharing and experience to provide the best tax formulation policies for African member states. Sada Mubale, UBC News, Kampala.
Representations.